Good morning, nation. My partner's on her way. She's grabbing her cup of coffee. We're back, day 3, coming to you live from the Business Athlete Performance Lab. Bringing in some music today, day 3. Hey, we said we were going to be here every single day of the week. And we're fulfilling that obligation today. Day 3. It's funny because when you do this thing, you say to yourself, okay, well, day 1's going to be good. Then day 2 happens. Okay, well, that was exciting. Day 2 is exciting. Then you look around and you wonder, okay, so what's day 3 going to be like? How's that going to work out? You start wondering to yourself. So we're here. Well, I am. And Nicole's on her way. I got the note from her. She's like, hey, I'm just grabbing my coffee. I said, all right. Actually, I didn't say all right. She's working her way into the lab. It is early over there on the West Coast. So here's how this thing works, right? I forgot I was supposed to give you the 12-second hook or else you're not going to stick around. So we're doing this every single day. Monday to Friday, we're starting our day with you guys to help you kick off your day. And for those of you that are in wherever you're at, we're doing this to help you end your day. So mornings in the lab with Keith and Nicole, Keith Bills and Nicole Bernard. We talk about things like business, the pillars of the lab, business, athletics, performance, AI, adventure. I love adventure. Oh, big fan of adventure. Lifestyle, longevity. We're going to talk about longevity. The hook today is the 7 keys to living longer. So we're going to talk about that this morning. Bring you in for. So if you're looking to live longer, today might be the day you want to stick around to get some advice on how to live longer. So that's something we're going to talk about today too. We're going to get into some business, athlete performance, lifestyle, longevity, give you tips to get going and get your day underway. How was your day yesterday? What was your day looking like yesterday? I did 3 shows yesterday. It's funny because people are like, yeah, you do a daily talk show? I'm like, yeah. I said to my wife yesterday, I said, yeah, I did a daily talk show. She only did 3 of them. It's like, yeah, you're right. Started the morning yesterday with Nicole. We grabbed lunch with Leanne Linsky yesterday. If you're looking for a funny person, plausible, who has built a comedy business, no. Leanne's like, no, Keith, not on demand. Has picked up a on-demand business. There's Nicole Bernard. How are you?
I'm good.
I got you.
I was sick all day yesterday, so I'm moving slightly slower today.
Oh no.
I know.
I know you've been battling a bug here for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then I got the stomach bug my kids had over the weekend. So.
Son of a gun.
I know. I feel better, but I'm moving slow. So I'm sorry. I'm a few minutes late.
No, it's called life, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's funny. I was just telling the audience what my day yesterday, Nicole, and I had a guest on the show who Leanne Linsky, a comedian, runs a comedian platform called Plausible, and I was explaining it, and she was wincing as I was explaining it because I was not explaining it correctly. It's live, so, and we talked about it because she does an on-demand live comedy platform. But like we do this live show, mistakes and illnesses and all the live things that happen in life come to the table.
Yeah.
Right. So interesting business. So she was before COVID, she started this stand-up comedy business, but on demand. I'm sorry. No, sorry, Leanne, not on demand, online. So she has a complete platform. So you're a stand-up comic and you're like, I want to connect with my audience. And she creates the platform for you to create content, create comedic value for your audience. And it's basically SaaS, software as a service.
Yeah.
Interesting to me.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that before. That's awesome.
Yeah. How was the rest of your day? So I was just getting into the day. So I was setting the audience up. We are, well, now we're 3% because we were 1% yesterday, 1% the day before. Launched our YouTube channel yesterday, Mornings in the Lab. I'll show it to you here a little bit later today. We have our Two Dads in the Lab channel going too. I'll show that to you later today. You have access to the backyard here, so you can do some stuff here on the banners if you want to do. So I was telling the audience, kind of just catching up with what happened yesterday. So I ended my show. Let's go through our day. I ended the show yesterday. We did the loop, did my workout, did some Happy Baby. It's funny. I was going to shoot a video for you this morning of opening the show and some Happy Baby, but I just ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
I then had a fantastic meeting with Leanne Linsky from Plausible. I then kept the old BAPL ship running, and then I met with a fellow named Mike Hancock from Cape Town, South Africa. He joined an afternoon recording of the show. He's met with President Clinton. He had a #1 tune on iTunes in 2013.
Wow.
He's a musician touring the world, doing crazy shit. Yeah, and then last night it was a relatively quiet evening around here.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you were sick.
Yeah. After yesterday, like I felt kind of normal. Like after our meeting, Mornings in the Lab.
Yeah.
Kind of started making lunches, got the kids out the door, and then actually it was like right before that, I just started feeling terrible. So the second I dropped them off the door at school, I went back to bed, and I was literally in bed like all day yesterday. I think
No
I had,
kidding.
yeah, it was, yeah. If I didn't have to get up and to grab water, or I had like a piece of toast, like I slept all day yesterday, and all night. I went to bed at like 7 o'clock last night, which I usually go to bed at like 10 probably. So.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't helping. This new routine isn't helping. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but maybe it's my body rejecting the new routine. I'm just kidding.
That could be it. Yeah, your body's like, hey, wait a minute. Didn't know you were now going to be a live morning person doing shows. So that could be certainly it. Hey, Samir, what's shaking? Got my friend Samir joining us from Lamu, Kenya. He just sent us a note here. Yeah, what's shaking, Samir? I was thinking yesterday. So audience, Uncle Keith might not be looking at the camera all the time because he's going to multitask. He's going to get better at multitasking. So come engage with us. Come let us know what you're thinking. Come send some content, comment questions for Keith or Nicole. So you said you spent the whole day sick. You spent the night in bed last night, and I appreciate you joining up here this morning, jumping in with me. And I guess, hey, we'll set the stage for the audience. We're gonna work in the open with the audience.
Yeah.
If you're unable to show up, you'll text and say, hey, I'm not feeling very well. I can't make it. And we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's back. That's what accountability partners do, right?
Yeah, totally. And when I first woke up, I was like, I was going to take it like that. Like if I felt terrible, nobody wants to see anybody like throwing up on, live.
So, they don't?
No, I mean, well, maybe they do. That really help the ratings. But yeah, no, I feel like, so I feel better. And so again, it is about accountability. I'm like, well, I have a commitment, so we're going to do this thing.
Sometimes it's just finding the ability to get out of bed and get moving, right?
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Even if we're feeling crappy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, when you like lay in bed all day and you like, it almost like makes your body sore. It feels nice to be like up and sitting upright. So
yes. I get to. I'm at a point right now where I feel like I'm just grateful to do this. This is fun to me. So this is going to be fun. 27 days in, or 30 days in, or 40 days in. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, exactly.
But the idea of being the morning alarm clock or the end of day, show for people to help them move on is exciting to me. And I know that I've been getting feedback from people saying, hey, it's nice to have some friendly voices to wake up to in the morning. And like I said, people are jumping on Instagram, Nicole. Look at that, eh?
Yeah, I don't know if I can see it. Here, I don't think I have to log into StreamYard, I guess so. Like, because I think I just clicked the link.
No, so because I'm doing the streaming through StreamYard, it's logged in through my Instagram account. I think the only way you can probably see is here we go. Let's test on the air. Why don't you go into your Instagram account and see if you can see us streaming, and then can you reshare that or something, or how does that work?
I don't know. I need to do that too. I was good because I saw the invite because I was like, I wonder if I can hook up my social links. Because I see that we're live. Oh yeah, there I am. That's funny.
And can you reshare that to your network?
Let me see.
Because how it works, and again, just what's awesome, audience, is I don't see anybody streaming live into these platforms these days. So we're doing it all for you guys to teach you and show you how it all works. So we stream every single day we're going into YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, and of course Instagram. And Instagram. So we're going to talk about TikTok in a number of moments here. And audience, we're also going to get to the 7 keys to living longer. That's the hook today. Keith and Nicole are going to chat about 7 ways to help you live longer.
I like that. Have you ever read Blue Zones? Have you ever read that book?
No, I have not. I've heard of it. Have not. Is that Michael Atcha? Who's that again?
I don't know who wrote it. I read it a few years ago, but yeah, it's about like where they go to the blue zones where like there's the majority, highest populations of people that live over 100 and kind of look at their habits. It's awesome.
Yes. That's fascinating to me, right? That the higher you live on the planet, the longer you're living. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like they have certain like habits and like similarities that they can find in these different cultures throughout the world. That all lead to living longer.
Namche Bazaar in Nepal on the way up to Everest Base Camp. It's the highest highest populated city or village I believe in the world. It's over 14,000 feet.
Wow.
And people living up there, right? And we know that not many people live above the 14,000s, right? So, how high is Mount Hood? Do you know off the top of your head?
The actual mountain's like 11,200 something.
Okay.
But where I live is like 500 feet. Like I'm on the river, pretty much.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're flatland, Oregon, right?
Not flatland, but yeah, we're like in the foothills. But yeah, we're down like on the Columbia River. Like I look at Washington, even though I'm in Oregon.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So, but there's mountains in your backyard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like to get to Meadows to ski is like 40 minutes from here.
Oh yeah. No kidding. Interesting. Yeah. So I thought what the hell were we talking about? 7 ways to live longer. So we're gonna hook that today. 7 keys to help you live longer. I got a number of topics I threw into the bank here today to get us to get some chatter, get at her, and go from there. So awesome. Listen, we're 15 minutes into our hour. I am going to do a little 1-minute pause so I can set up the next segment here, and we'll jump into some. Let's see what we're gonna do, Nicole. Let's take a 1-minute pause. I'm gonna go top my coffee up, and let's come back and continue a little interview back and forth with you and I before we dig into some topics today. I know that you had some questions for me, and you had something yesterday you wanted to bring to the table we did not bring up, so let's bring that up as well. But let's break for a minute, and we'll come back in 1 minute. All right?
Okay. Sounds good.
Hey, it worked. Look at that. 1 minute away. Look at that. That's just fantastic. I might need to get the 2-minute break coming up. So when we get sponsors, we'll put 2, 3 minutes, 1 minute time. So, Nicole Bernard, 2 kids, husband, Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon.
Like an hour from Portland.
Yeah. Your main airport's Portland, right? That's where you fly in?
Yep.
Yes. From Louisiana, soccer player. Yes. Loves running, not, but she does it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
let's tell the audience what you're doing here coming up, Nicole.
Yeah. So, done a lot of half marathons, but I've never done a marathon. So that is my next big goal. So yeah, I'll be doing one in June. So started like my official kickoff training on Friday. And it's actually going to be an ultra. So it's like 31 miles. So it's only like a few miles more than a normal marathon.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, Nicole, what constitutes an ultra marathon? Like, what do you have to run to get to an ultra? So I know marathon's 26 miles, but what
Yeah.
constitutes an ultra?
I think it's just anything over a marathon. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure. Like, yeah, anything over 26.1, I believe.
okay.
So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you have to hit like 30 miles. I don't really know.
Right. So if you do 27 miles, you're doing an ultra?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google that. What makes it an ultra?
Yeah,
Hold
let's do that. Let's check that out. I'm really curious of how that works. If that's it would seem
Right.
odd.
Yeah.
That's
Like 26 and a half miles or something.
yes, exactly. Oh, excellent. Hey, we have somebody here coming to advertise our services. Kapil Mondal.
Ooh.
Yeah, he oh that's funny. He got onto one of my posts, and oh, this will be fun. Actually, I'm going to do this right now while we're on the air here. I'm gonna show off because again, learning how we're going to produce this show here. Let's just try this here. I'm going to try this. This could be a topic of the day. Get your perspective on this. Share screen.
Okay, an ultra marathon has to be 31 miles. That's the shortest.
Oh, 31 miles. So so you could say you ran an ultra marathon if you do 31 miles.
Yes.
But it could be as high as 100, 200 miles, right?
It says up to 3,100 miles.
Really?
Yeah.
So that seems odd. And what I mean by that is that I can do 31 miles and be called an ultra marathoner.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do 2,000 miles and be called an ultra marathoner. Mm-hmm. And we're the same person.
Yeah, it's kind of that's a big basket to put ultra marathons in.
It does, because when you hear ultra marathon, I think what we hear something that is ridiculously difficult.
Right. Yeah, like way longer than a marathon.
Right.
What I thought. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how to. Yeah. So okay. So it's you'd think that there'd be like a box around that category.
Mm-hmm. Or even like ultra marathons, like ultra marathons, like super
or ultra marathon light. Yes. Yeah. What does Goggins do for his ultras?
Oh God, he does like 200-mile races. A few weeks ago, I saw him on Instagram. He like just decided to run 100 miles in one day for no reason. He's amazing.
Hold on. He decided to run 100 miles in one day?
Yeah, recently. Like no race, like no one set, there was no big thing for him to do it. He just felt like doing it.
What's your POV on that?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to even fathom that for me, but he's kind of a different beast. So
yes, yeah. No, he's made his whole career doing that, right? That's his whole career is that.
Yeah. Well, ever since have you read his books? Like he was overweight, and once he got into running, then yes.
I absolutely have. Yes, which I think a lot of the world has, and Goggins is one of those guys you either like him or don't like him, right?
Yeah, he rubs people the wrong way, but I love it. Like I love everything he says. I'm like, yes, yes.
What do you think rubs people the wrong way?
I don't. Maybe the way he doesn't sugarcoat anything. People don't really like that. I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, but it's I'm gonna put this out here to the audience. Rub you the wrong way. Yeah, but yes, he rubs people the wrong way. It makes me. Do people? Would he have successfully succeeded with his message 20 years ago without social media? I guess what I'm trying to say is he as popular as he is because he has a platform and a lot of people have gotten behind it and there you are, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. maybe, because I mean, I'm trying to think as a kid before like social media and stuff like that. Like there, people
Yes.
were still able to get the word out there, like more so on TV, because in radio when we were, that's all we had. So
Yes.
we probably still would have had a platform though, but yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and he traveled, like he was like a recruiter, so he was out, like talking to people around the country.
Yes.
So
Yes. Well, and again, the thing with Goggins is that he really is that, I always talk about Taylor Swift having perfect market fit, right? So, Taylor's audience is Taylor's audience. You either love her or hate her. She's not making music for me. She's not making music probably for your husband or for my dad.
I'm not really a fan. Sorry,
Right.
people.
Okay, that's okay. But for those she's making music for, like they love her. Like that's perfect product market fit. I would suggest to you, Goggins is perhaps the same way. Right.
Yeah.
Where, he is, you know what you're getting with Goggins, and you're either going to like him or hate him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's true for anybody, right? Like
Yes.
whoever, like your personal brand, your business, if you know who you're talking to, you're gonna really attract the people that like you, or you're really gonna repel them.
This is true. And we're talking to you, Business Athlete Nation. Keith and Nicole here, Mornings in the Lab. The Accountability Show. Our ambition is to be the show you wake up with, the show that you find a way to get yourself going. And if anything, what happened here this morning is a good example for you. Nicole's feeling under the weather, but she's like, hey, I'm just going to get my foot into the gym. And if I can get my foot into the gym, I know that magic can happen. And even if the magic's not 10 out of 10, just getting the foot in front of the other is you've already won by showing up. Even if you get some work done and go back and have a little nap later, you still got yourself moving forward, right? So
totally, yeah.
So every single day I make a post at 7:16 Central Time, which is 4:16 your time, which is 5:16. Yeah, 8:16 Eastern Time on LinkedIn, and it is my morning accountability post. Why don't I share that with us right now to show you what it is today? So this is our accountability post today, which is stress is not the enemy, Nicole.
Yep.
Yeah, everything changed with this discovery for me. Overwhelmed, burnt out, I've been there. Stress is not the enemy. It's a signal. It's just really a tool. And maybe that's what's showing up for you right now, right? When I started embracing stress instead of running from it, it just became a source of focus, creativity, productivity. And I think for all of us, stress crushes us, right? But only if we let it, right? So, with a mindset shift, I have found it can help you reach your goals. Acknowledging it instead of ignoring it. It's that idea of walking towards the flames, right?
Right. Yeah. I know. Yeah. I've never heard anybody talk about stress like this. I love it.
Right. Walking towards it instead of running from it. It's difficult to run from things if you're scared of, it's difficult to run towards something. Admittedly, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're like in our DNAs, we do the exact opposite, right?
Well, we've talked about how we both just love running. Well, you actually go running. You do run. I do not. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna not run today. So because I hate it. But you find the courage to run all the time, which I think is spectacular. Ignoring it would not be good for me, so I run. Pinpoint it's really, the origin. I think the stress for me at running is the fact that I'm grateful for it, so I stopped bitching about it. And then just really about reframing the perspective on stress, right? So it's, I don't believe it is the enemy. It is the tool, the foundation to help us keep moving forward. So this was today's accountability post. Pops up here 7:16, and I think that this will be a great little segment I can add to the show every single day because it's showing up during our show anyways. And it looks we had some comments. Kapil Mondal, hey Kapil, thanks for advertising. Thanks for jumping into audience. This is what not to do on Instagram. On LinkedIn, or actually any social platform.
Yeah.
Is Nicole? I don't know Kapil. Never even met the guy. And which is fine. I'm not here to call anybody out. However, Kapil, there would have been a wonderful way to communicate this message by engaging, popping into the feed from time to time, maybe getting to know me, getting to know Nicole. And then as we dialogue and embrace, you say, hey Keith, hey Nicole. Yes. I have website services, SEO services, Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads. That's what he does. And guess what, Kapil? I'm probably going to advertise your services on the air if you come about this in the right way.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just
you're doing it right now too, kind of. You're giving him a shout out.
That's right, Kapil. So there you go, my friend. You just come back and do it the right way, and then we have Anish, who we will very much focus, because he was the fellow that said, "Hey, I find that the root cause is the key to beat stress," from Anish Dutta Roy. So this is how the show will work, folks. You come and engage with us, we will come put you out there in the open and let others see what you're up to, and we'll make you part of our show, and you don't even know you're part of the show. All you got to do is comment on our content, and we'll bring you into the water cooler with us today. Mm-hmm. So I will tell you something that's working, Nicole. I will tell you something that's working. So we yesterday during the live show, I noticed that when we're out there engaging with the audience, stop that. When we're out there engaging with the audience, people are popping by the old feed and looking. Mm-hmm. It actually works, right? So the more that we're out there engaging on LinkedIn or Instagram or on the profiles, and then we're doing the live show, people are popping by, seeing, and numbers are going up. So it's been really cool to watch, and really cool to see the second hour. People are still tuning in, checking things out, and going. Mm-hmm. Hey, let me show you this. Let me check this out and show this to you too. So let me we can show this to Nation. Let me just pull this up. So last night I was diligent at getting this thing rolling for us, and this is what will slowly get people excited about checking out. But check this out, Nation. So introducing y'all. So those that are listening right now, you can now check out our Mornings in the Lab channel on YouTube. Oh, fun. Yeah, so here's how this is going to work. So yes, we are streaming right now on the Two Dads in the Lab channel. That's our flagship. No, I'm sorry. Our Live in the Lab channel, our flagship show, Live in the Lab with Keith Billis. We're streaming there. That's where we're streaming. But we have, after every show, we will quickly get it onto YouTube, quickly get it up onto the podcasts. And you now on demand, Nicole, I'd say within the hour after the show is done, we will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the podcast platforms. Sweet. That's awesome. Yes. So those of you that don't want to stream the content, you will have it on demand within the hour once we're done. So again, we want to give you just content to start your day or get through your day, or helpful tips and advice and stuff to help you moving forward. So here's our Mornings in the Lab channel. You can find us at Mornings in the Lab. I encourage you and I invite you to subscribe. And then you'll also see here we've linked back to our Live in the Lab with Keith Billis channel, and of course we've linked back to our Two Dads in the Lab channel with myself and Di Manuel that runs on Fridays. So we have a few things happening, Nicole Bernard, here with we do. The Business Athlete Performance Hub. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. We got a lot happening there. So okay, so look at that. We are at 7:30. It's 30 minutes into the hour. It's 8:30 on the loop, so we're 30 minutes into the hour. Hey, we're rocking and rolling. I'm gonna flick the old 1 minute switch up, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna dig into the 7 keys to living longer. What do you think of that? I'm excited. I love talking about stuff like that. Let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna flip on the old the 1 minute screen, and we're gonna be back in a minute to talk about the 7 keys to living longer. We'll see you guys in a minute. Awesome. All right, we're back. What's going on, nation? We're back. The second half of hour number 1 here. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Nicole. Content to help you kick off your day. Content to help you stay accountable. Content to help you get going. Hopefully the alarm clock that gets your day rolling. So we are now, Nicole Bernard, we're going to kick into some lifestyle longevity conversation around the 7 keys to living longer. What do you think they are? What's one? What's one?
Yeah, I would think, I don't know. Well, I'm going back between like mindset, purpose, and like nutrition. Because I feel like those are crazy important.
Yes.
So yeah, but I don't know which one I would put more, like or higher. And I've done like a ton of research on stuff like this too, because I lost both parents to cancer, so it's pretty interesting of what I've kind of researched over the years. So that's my answer.
Well, let's do that. I'm sorry, you lost both your parents to cancer.
I did.
Yeah, how long ago?
My dad this year will be 8 years, and my mom will be 6, so almost 6.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question cancer has touched all of us, hasn't it?
Yeah, it sucks.
It really does suck. Yeah, it really does suck. I recently lost an aunt. Not to cancer. She died of elderly age, but I have a good friend, my friend AJ. His their family is going through it right now, and it's we do what we can to give our love to those that are battling that horrible situation, right? So so let's dig into the 7 steps to longevity. So I found this in the New York Times, and I know Keith, Western media, New York Times. Listen, we got to find our content somewhere. So I don't just sit on one side of the fence. I read the Times, I read Bloomberg, I read Al Jazeera, I read Scientific Journal, I read a bunch of different content. You know that there is lots of fake scientific content being released these days. Eh? There's some challenges. Yeah, there's some challenges happening. That a lot of fake science, a lot of fake published journals that are coming out that people are questioning whether it's real or not. But anyways, we'll get into that. We'll bring a scientist on sometime and say, hey, what's real, what's not real, right? So let's dig into the 7 steps to longevity according to a number of experts. So first of all, move more.
Yep.
No brainer, eh?
Yeah, that makes sense.
No brainer. You got to move more. How do you track your movement throughout your day?
I don't. I mean, I know how long my normal run route is, and so I do that, and then just kind of like try to make it a point to park further. Well, we have like a ginormous like transit van, so I'm terrible at parking it, so I have to park it like out in the middle of nowhere so I don't hit anything. So I end up walking further for that reason alone. Yeah. But yeah, I just try to, consciously make sure I'm still moving, even though like I said, I know how long I run every day.
So you said something. So you have a massive transit van.
Yeah.
I think Nation wants to see the van. What kind of van is it? Is it a big ass van for the family, or?
It's a 12-passenger van that we took out the 12, the seats, and there's like a California Queen back there, and there's like a little kitchenette that can come out underneath the bed for when we go camping. And we used to drive to Louisiana a lot more than we do now. But for cross country trips. So
wow. So is your primary vehicle, Nicole Bernard, the 12-passenger van?
It has been. We also have a little Subaru, but like for the longest time it was, and so I had to get used to driving that thing everywhere.
Wow, you might have to go and connect with Chad Hufford, the guy with 800 kids. I think that he has a fleet of buses actually to drive his children around. So
yeah,
Chad. Shout out to Chad with Shake and Chatter. Chad was a wonderful guest. Unconventional Life published his episode yesterday, day before on Live and Live with Keith Billis, and he joined Di Manuel and myself to talk about life with 6 kids.
Whoa, yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to check that out. He sounds rad.
6 kids, Nicole.
Yeah,
could you imagine having 6 kids?
No, I couldn't.
And yes, and hear every word in that sentence. Could you imagine having 6 kids?
No, yeah.
Carrying 6 kids?
No. I couldn't. One of our friends is pregnant recently, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's like going back to school. I don't know if I could do that again.
54 months of your life, you're carrying a human.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had great pregnancies. Like it was great, but
Yeah.
that would still be hard to imagine.
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding. All right. The second step in the 7 steps of longevity, Business Athlete Nation, eat more fruits and vegetables. No brainer.
Makes sense. Should I tell you I hate fruit as well, along with donuts?
So you kind of mentioned that in passing. Perhaps it was last week or the week before, and Business Athlete Nation. So Nicole Bernard confessed to me that she hates fruit. Who hates fruit?
I don't know.
So
Yeah, I know.
all fruit?
I mean, I like avocados, which are like a savory fruit, like plantains with sour cream, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, that's about it.
That's is it
And
sugar
it's
that you
weird.
don't like? Is it
No, I like sugar. I mean, I like sugar, so I don't know. But I recently bought a juicer, and I've
okay?
been putting stuff in that so I can kind of hide it with vegetable juice. I don't know.
Yeah,
It seems to be working a little bit. So,
interesting. So have you always hated juice?
um,
I'm sorry, fruit.
yes, I have. I used to not really like vegetables growing up either, but now I love vegetables, like any and all of them. So I'm hoping that'll change as well, but it hasn't so far.
Is there any fruit you can tolerate?
I can eat an apple with a ton of peanut butter
Of
sometimes.
course.
Um, yeah, it's really just the vehicle for the peanut butter. Yeah,
It,
I'll eat like some blueberries every once in a while.
Très intéressant. Très intéressant. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Nation, we know that we're never getting Nicole donuts, and we know that we're never getting Nicole fruit. We're just going to get her potatoes and beans
and a steak and
and a
potatoes.
steak.
I'd
Old
be
school, right? That's spectacular. All right, so 7 steps to longevity. Nicole's not living very long because she doesn't eat much fruit and vegetables. So let's just hang out with Nicole as much as we can. Get enough sleep. Oh, Nicole's really struggling with this one too because she's been. Well, actually, you slept a lot yesterday, but you slept a lot because you were ill. So yeah, so that's another one. So
excited.
here's what I find interesting too. So sleep is often overlooked, isn't it, for
I
all of
think
us?
so. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of
How much sleep do you need? You strike me as one of those people that need like 5 or 6 hours and you're good to go. Like, do you need a lot of sleep or just a little bit?
I think that I need a lot, and when I get 7 to 8 hours, I love it.
Yeah.
However, I typically probably do 5 to 6.
Okay.
Like so, last night I was my desire was to be in bed. So I try to be in bed by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Try to unwind and be sleeping between 10 and 11. That's the ambition. And now my morning routine now is I'm getting up at 4:40. Alarm goes off at 4:40. Perhaps I'll do a snooze. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Goals to be out of bed by 5. Get the dogs out, and then I'm having coffee on the couch by shortly after 5. Oh, daytime just showed up here,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah, and then uh, I do some reading, get prepared for the show, go for a morning little workout here, and then we get up for the show here. But I'm good with 4 or 5. Typically 5, I guess, works for me when I look at the data on my watch. Like if I can tell you, last night I slept. Last night it was a night of 4 hours and 37 minutes. Perhaps not the best.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your average?
Yeah, I'm definitely like 7 to 8, but I can sleep. I'm one of those people that can sleep for like 14 hours if I could.
Yes.
I,
Yes.
so
Oh yes, absolutely. Don't smoke and don't drink too much either. That's
Mhm.
obviously one of the 7 steps to living longer. I have not had a drink in 7 years, for no reason, just choice, no
Yeah.
judgment, no issues. I feel better when I don't drink, so I just don't drink.
Yeah. I cannot say the same.
You
I
like your
definitely,
wine? You got a big show about your podcast is about having a
yeah.
couple shots of wine, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely as I'm older years, just yeah, I don't feel as good. So I'm taking out drinking during the week, which is why I do my podcast on Fridays.
Oh
And
yeah.
that really helps. Like just, because I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm about to be 43. My body doesn't react to it the same way. And so
Yes.
even just like a drink, I'm like, ugh. like I can tell the next day, you know.
There you go. There you go. So plug the podcast. We haven't plugged much of your podcast, so I'm hoping that we're going to get a little bit lift in your listeners and viewers with the podcast. So where can people find Nicole Bernard's podcast?
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's on Apple and Spotify and all those places. But yeah, you can find a link to it on my website, which is just nb.marketing. But yeah, I send my guests a bottle of champagne and we sip and we chat about, our entrepreneurial journey, tools that we love, what's working for us, what we wish to have known when we started our business. It all kind of started back when I was like a solopreneur, when I didn't have any team members, and kind of same thing, looking for community and someone to talk to, and I really like champagne. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I've talked to people around the world, which are amazing. Like, they're just amazing humans. So
that's exceptional. Around the world, just all over the place. People just come popping in and saying, "What's shaking, Nicole?"
Yeah, exactly. I should make a map because I want to like kind of put which countries I've talked to people in.
Yes.
The only caveat to that is I can't ship internationally. So if you're international, they have to get their own bubbles, which is kind of a bummer. But if they're in the US, I send them champagne.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So we've so far went with 7 steps to living longer, which is move more. So if you're reading this, if you're listening to this right now on the podcast or tuning into the YouTube channel right now during the day, just get up from your desk and go for a walk. Mm-hmm. Go for a walk around the office. Here is a little nudge to get you moving. So move more. And if you're moving, go walk on over there to the stand and pick up some fruits and vegetables. Put it into your cart. That'll be a good thing for your day. And then as you're going through your day, be thinking about when you're going to go to sleep tonight. Try to get some extra hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. And maybe you're not going to have a smoke or not going to have a drink today or tomorrow. Maybe you'll wait till the weekend. Just give some things to think about, right? So these 4 steps will help you live longer. And number 5, managing chronic conditions. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's something that, as we get older, and I'm one of those folks, because I know Nation's not getting older, just Uncle Keith's getting older. So I know as we all get older, we got to manage the chronic conditions, Nicole Bernard. So that is something too that I guess that's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need to manage it. Number 6, prioritize your relationships.
Yep.
What do you think of that one?
I think it makes total sense. I think humans, we are definitely, we want connection, we want relationships. And if that is missing, or if that's, you're on the outs with someone for a long time, I think that can really kind of, I don't know, get at you.
It's the mental side of this, right? That's where I really, I'm striving for the value here with what we're building in the lab, is to encourage people to, prioritize relationships and do all these things. And ideally just give them content to help them be accountable and keep moving forward in life. So number 6, prioritize. And then number 7, love this one. One. Cultivate a positive mindset. Again, so simple and so obvious. Mm-hmm. Yet, we all spend, not we all, wrong choice of words. It's often easy to choose the negative path.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think too, a lot of times, I don't know, maybe like, not saying the news is all bad, but sometimes there's kind of like different things that we can see, and it kind of like dictates how we start to feel. So just kind of, coming back into ourselves. Yeah.
I'm glad you went there. I think you're bang on, because that's what I'm hoping to do with this show. Is that the news, the content we're going to give, and the attitude, the message should be uplifting, should be inviting, should be positive, should be encouraging. I'm not going to use should, because, as we talk to therapists and psychologists and coaches on the show, shoulding who? Says who? So Keith says should? No, we're going to invite people to consider the positive tone of our message. Yeah. And this would be a great segue to what I'm going to move into next in our discussion here, Nicole, which is, Mr. Beast and YouTube, and perhaps just the changing dynamic happening over there, which I'll get to in a second. But let's wrap up this year. So the 7 steps to longer living, Nation. Again, just to get you going throughout your day here: move more, eat more fruits and vegetables, get enough sleep, don't smoke, don't drink too much, manage those chronic conditions, prioritize your relationships, and cultivate a positive mindset. You do those 7 things, good chance you're going to live an extra couple days. That's That's the plan. So let's segue from cultivate a positive mindset to I spent some time reading about this today. So I'm just going to change this here. So now we're going to talk about some performance and pop culture stuff. So maybe this is actually business. So I'm going to go to a business here. This is going to be our business segment. So this is fascinating to me. So we all know Mr. Beast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about him yesterday.
Yeah, your kids watch Mr. Beast?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, so dude, obviously we're building a media business here and building, stuff on YouTube, and was doing some reading about how he is changing his style and the kind of content that he's creating as he's maturing. And surprisingly enough, less in your face, perhaps less dramatic, perhaps less yelling and screaming, and more along the lines of maturity and more conversational and more slower storytelling, more of an ambition to connect with an audience, which I find fascinating because that's really what we're trying to do here with Mornings in the Lab and Live in the Lab and Two Dads in the Lab. The whole lab brand is just about connecting and creating connection and creating positivity. But I think we're going to see some changes to Mr. Beast and to some of the content that's happening, with his channel.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense to kind of change your message as you get older, or like your audience gets older with you.
That's it. Was also reading this morning that there's, plenty of the big creators from the past are departing YouTube as YouTube's maturing as well. And as the algorithm messes with people's success and results, people are like, hey, I'm gonna ditch this thing. So I'm YouTube fascinates me. It's this beast that I don't think any of us really understand, but we all dive into it and try to make some understanding of it. Beast has done a spectacular job of creating content, building an audience, and obviously, he's the biggest brand in the world. But apparently, according to him, he's going to be changing the way that he's doing things. And I guess the point to cultivate, back to our original comment, there is he's trying to cultivate more positive feedback and content.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So what he also has done very successfully, and what I have an ambition here to do with our show, is like traditional radio shows in the morning, is giving people a reason to listen, whether giving money away, whether creating contests. But Beast has made a ton of money by giving money away.
People like money. I mean,
yes, yeah. So that old idea of, hey, I'm creating a, and he's really. Do you remember Fear Factor with Joe Rogan?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that not what Mr. Beast is really these days?
I've never seen Mr. Beast. Like, I don't know what his content is at all. Like, so I don't know if I'm super helpful in this conversation.
Yeah. So I don't watch much of his content. I'm familiar with it. It's very, I'm looking for a word. It's dramatic. It draws you in. It's very, escapist. It's like I said, it's how to get buried alive in 7 days and live. Right. So it's things like that. Right. So anyway, so changes coming to YouTube, which, and apparently being led by Mr. Beast. So let's keep the chatter. So we are 9 minutes left in the show, Nicole. I was going to throw it to a 1 minute break, but I think we're going to keep it going here. We'll keep it going to wrap up the hour with the audience. Let's keep our conversation going. Some news to get your day started. So here's something. So we know that the world continues to move to different forms of computing, Nicole, right? So we have mobile computing, desktop computing, and now Apple, last couple of months, has released their spatial computing platform, which is the Apple Vision Pro, and Meta has their headset. And I share this with us only because what stuck out at me was that this headset device encouraged the user to stick to his fitness goals. Right? So it makes me wonder whether augmented virtual reality is going to be another conduit to encourage people to get up and get moving and get their fitness goals completed. It could be.
Yeah.
Have you tried VR or AR? No way. Never had a headset strapped to your face? It's an interesting experience.
I know, it makes me slightly anxious to think about it, so that's probably why I haven't done it.
Is that right? What makes you anxious about it?
I don't know, like just having something like strapped to my eyes. I'm not sure what it is. A bunch of my kids' friends have them, so maybe I should try them, but I have not.
Yeah, I in my conversations with females about the headset, it's as much about the hair, the makeup, sharing it with others. So if you have makeup on your face and you strap it to your face, and then you're going to give it to your a friend of yours or something, it's a very personal device. So
Yeah,
it's, you know what I
it's
mean,
all
and
in there.
it is, yeah. And I had a fellow on my show a couple days last week, Travis Rossback, who invented the hydro flask. Invented the hydro flask,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, and what struck me with him was that we talk about things in your face.
Hmm.
He invented the water bottle, the intimate experience of putting something to your lips.
Yeah.
So think about it as a marketer, as a product developer. I
Hmm.
hadn't crossed this had not crossed my mind before, but he talks about a lot of water bottle companies failing because they have not given a lot of consideration to what's touching your mouth or touching your face.
Yeah. I wouldn't have even thought about it. Just like a water bottle, I think Hydroflax. Is he in Bend? Aren't they? That was like around here. I think.
Yes, he's absolutely in Bend. Yeah, Travis Rossback. Yes.
I'll have to connect with him. I love Bend.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. So, anyway, so I found this interesting, that VR is, and there's been speculation that this is a killer app for virtual reality, augmented reality product. I have a Meta Quest. I have tried some VR fitness in it, and it's certainly it's fun. It's
Yeah.
different. It's a way to connect, and it's I can see it being part of the future. No question about it.
Hmm.
No
So
question about it.
so what would make that any different than like Peloton or watching like a workout video? You know what I mean? Because it's the
I do.
same content, right? But just
Do
in a
yeah.
different form.
It's more immersive, right?
Hmm.
I, I I did not like the experience of wearing the headset when I was getting like I,
Sweaty and
yes, that's it. That's it. So I have not worn my headset on my bike or on my treadmill or doing Happy Baby or doing a lift. I have used some of the fitness apps on the platform, but I have not admittedly, you know, jacked up the intensity.
yeah.
So I don't know what that would be like. There it takes a level, it takes a level of comfort to you got to find a way to get comfortable. That's what I'm guessing
Yeah.
trying to say. Stumbling on my words here. So all right, let's keep the conversation going here. 5 minutes left in the hour. Keith and Nicole, mornings in the lab. Nicole, you said you had something on the docket yesterday you wanted to throw out that we did not get to.
Oh, it wasn't anything super super great. It's just we were talking about your cannabis story,
Yeah.
and let me find it. I just saw something from, again, I get my news on like Instagram stories, and so
Yes.
somebody had shared, like, so I'm from New Orleans, and so the New Orleans Police Department, they came out and it said the rats are eating all of our marijuana. They're all high. And it
Yeah.
caught my eye because we were talking about cannabis. And so
The rats are eating all of our marijuana. They're all high.
they're all high. Yeah, I guess they have kind of made their home in the police headquarters and have gone into their whatever, like where they keep the, whatever evidence or whatever. And it's like you're
Yeah.
eating through like the HVAC and the pipes and everything. It's just, it made me laugh. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be laughing, but
No, I'm 100%. It's listen, if I find cannabis a fascinating topic, especially with how it relates to the U.S., how it relates to
mhm,
how it is such a political discussion
yes.
in the United States.
Hmm.
When this is a fact, majority of Americans are like, yeah, like let's get on with it. Like
Yeah,
let's legalize it. Let's just decriminalize. Let's make it part of society, like alcohol.
right.
Yet there still is a stigma percentage of politicians that are like, no, even though they believe it's going to be good, it's like, no. And part of me
Hmm.
wonders, to be frank, part of me wonders whether it is going to be a considerable push for the Democrats in the U.S. to get elected.
Yeah.
Right? I know that the last election cycle, It was Biden's goal to decriminalize it. I know it's been stuck, in not succeeding at that. But it makes me wonder, as we approach the 24 election, whether that becomes something that becomes a political conduit for discussion, or whether it just fades away. But I get so, because here in Canada it's federally legal. So in Canada, you can buy cannabis just like you can go buy milk.
Yeah. Yeah, in Oregon you can. Same thing here. Because I think it's
yes.
for states, but yeah, Louisiana it's illegal.
Yes, so. Yeah, they're throwing people in prison in Louisiana, which again is crazy, right? So you go to the store in Oregon, you go to the store in Canada, like a regular. I go to the store, pull up my card, pay my taxes on it. Yet if I go to Mississippi and I have the same Coca-Cola or Pepsi, I get thrown in jail for it.
Yeah, incredible. It's like a long time. Like it's crazy to me. Like that. Yeah,
it absolutely is. Yeah. All right, wrap it up. Day 3, Nicole Bernard. What do you got for the plans today? I know that you're feeling a little under the weather. So what do you got planned for the rest of the day today?
I actually have a few meetings because I actually kind of rescheduled everything from yesterday. So but I'm definitely feeling better, and so
good.
I'm glad my morning started off like this.
Good.
But yeah, just kind of, I don't know, taking it. didn't run yesterday. I didn't run Monday, so I don't know if I'm up for running today. I'm kind of just again listening to what would feel okay. So yeah, kind of taking it easy, but working.
I like your attitude about that, because you know that tomorrow is going to come. Friday's going to come. You have this marathon coming in front of you. And again, I like, and this is a great way to wrap up our conversation today, because that mindset doesn't happen by accident. That mindset is taking time to cultivate, and you're accepting of that today. Where I would suggest perhaps in the past, I know sometimes in the past, I would beat myself up about going, oh my God, I should be running today, and I can't run today because I'm feeling shitty, and you beat yourself up mentally. I can tell that you're accepting of it.
Yeah, same. Like in the past, it's like, oh, you have to go anyway, or if you felt really bad, like yesterday, I probably would have just, same thing, been like, well, I mean, it's an excuse, you need to get out there, but now I'm just like, no. Like when you feel ready, you like, you'll be able to tell. So.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's funny because yesterday I had a big ambition to go harder with my training. And I said to myself, well, no, because tomorrow's going to come.
Yeah.
And I reminded myself to slow it down, and I remind myself to embrace it. And then I reminded myself that tomorrow's going to come, which was today. And today showed up, and now I'm ready to rock and roll. Right. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, let's say goodbye. We got another one in the books, 3 down in the books. So here's how it's going to happen, nation. We're going to run the loop. So we're going to do a second hour loop. If you're tuning in the second hour, Nicole's going to meetings. I'm doing my lift, but we are available on Instagram. Look at that. My camera just, yeah. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, now I can't. Oh,
no, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Let's just try this here. No. Okay, hold on. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you what. We're going to wrap up. So nation, I know you can't see me, but you can hear me. We're getting out of here. Nicole's saying goodbye. I'm saying goodbye. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're up on the podcast within the hour, and the loop is starting right now. Nicole, thanks for jumping in today, kid. We'll see you later, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Have a great day. Good luck on your lifting.
Thanks. You too. Take care. Go get some rest in today.
I will.
All right.
Don't worry.
See you later, Business Athlete Nation. Take care. Bye-bye.